Hello, and welcome to Rant, Rage, Release. um, I really hope that you're able to rant about some stuff, rage about some stuff, and then just release it and let it go. Because holding on to things that are annoying us, holding on to resentments, if you're in addiction recovery, we know how dangerous resentment can be. If you're not in addiction recovery, you probably know yourself just from how awful you feel when you're angry. There's that famous saying, isn't there? About, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to get sick or die. It just doesn't work. So this process has to be the simplest EFT process ever. And it's inspired by tap and talk, which is kind of a standard EFT process. But I've renamed it Rant, Rage, Release because I think it's more appropriate. So it goes like this. I'm going to presume, I'm not, no, actually, I'm not going to presume anything because presumptions are not great. So if you've never tapped before, we start by tapping on the side of the hand. So it's down from this fleshy part. And we tap here. This is called the setup point. And we're kind of setting up what it is that we're going to do. So the purposes of rant, rage, and release, this is where we're just going to start talking about whatever's pissing us off, whatever's on our mind, whatever we're stressed about, whatever's going on in your head, you're just going to start tapping on it. The only caveat really is you're going to start it by saying even though. So for example, even though I'm really annoyed about what happened yesterday, I just think it was massively unprofessional and I don't know how that person has a job. So even though I feel this way, maybe I can accept that's how I feel. So that's the kind of the end, the start of the statement, even though, and then you're just saying, I accept that's how I feel. That's it, nothing else. It doesn't matter how long that sentence is in the middle. You're just going to keep going until you feel ready to kind of move on. Then when we move on, we move to the top of the head, the middle of the eyebrows, the side of the eyes, under the eyes, the middle of the nose, the middle of the chin, the collarbones, and then the side of the rib cage. And then we just keep going. So I'll kind of use the same example. It was something that I experienced yesterday, and I did this process myself on. And what you'll probably find is as you are ranting and raging, the tapping itself is starting to calm the nervous system. It's starting to access the part of the brain responsible for your emotions, the amygdala. And just the tapping in itself, whilst you're just ranting and raging about whatever's gone on, starts to soften everything. So you'll start to just feel a little less angry, a little less rageful, and you almost kind of burn yourself out. So I can't tell you a time to do this for. If you were really, really angry, it could take 5, 10, 15 minutes, who knows? Or it could just take, if it's something smaller, you could do it, you might just do a couple of rounds and you might be like, yeah, I'm not too bothered now. So I'll do another example. So even though I'm just gonna say I'm gonna swear as well. So if that's a problem, um, sorry about that. So even though I am fucking pissed off about what happened yesterday, I just don't understand how those people have got jobs. I don't understand how it's so hard to stick to a plan. Like, I genuinely don't understand. None of this makes any sense to me. So I'm just going to accept that's how I feel. And even though it's making me think I've made the wrong decision, it's making me question what it is that I've done, I'm just going to accept that's how I feel. Feel really angry. I'm fucking fuming. To be honest, I'm actually raging. Like, who do they think they are making everything so difficult. I just don't understand what's happening. I don't know why this is so difficult. Isn't this the job of these people? Should they not know what it is? Should they not know what to do? Oh, I'm finding it so infuriating. Just finding it so stressful. Oh, it's just so stressful. It's just so stressful. And then you just keep tapping. So it's hard. I'm finding it hard to do because I already tapped on this issue yesterday. Let's go. I'm just going to tap to the end. But and again, what happened yesterday is, there doesn't need to be any rhythm or sense to it. You just saying whatever is in your mind combined with the tapping. And as I said a moment ago, you'll get to a point where you feel a bit less rageful. The ranting starts to slow down. You're kind of running out of stuff to say. And what can be really nice is when you get to that point, maybe just do 1 or 2 more rounds, just tapping and breathing. And this is the releasing part. So just tapping and breathing. Just tapping and breathing. And then you can just check in with yourself, and hopefully, some ease will have come, some peace will have come, some serenity about the whole situation hopefully will have come. That's not to say, you feel any better about what happened necessarily. It just means you're not consumed with rage or hate or resentment, because they just ruin our lives. We're of no use to anybody if we're running around rageful and resentful. um or even just mildly pissed off. If when we're mildly pissed off, you probably noticed, you're pissed off with something, you go get in the car, suddenly everyone else is pissing you off, they're doing everything wrong, then everyone thinks you're doing everything wrong, and it's like a snowball effect, isn't it? Because actually what we are, we attract. So when we're pissed off, we attract more things to be pissed off about, or we attract other people that are pissed off. So yeah, rant, rage, release. I really hope that you take this on board. It's brought so much peace to my life. So I really hope it does to you. And really, really do not worry about the words. The only 2 things that you need to sort of remember is even though to start on there, and then I accept how I feel. So again, you're not saying you like how you feel, you're not saying you're okay with how you feel, you're just saying I accept right now, this is how I feel. And then everything else you say can be whatever you like. You can swear, excuse me, you can swear to the high heavens if that's your thing. I would probably suggest doing it in private so you can be really authentic in saying whatever you need to say. Like, you're not sharing this with anyone. And I think this has a real benefit. We can do this in journaling. I do a lot of journaling. I combine journaling with my EFT. But sometimes I don't want to write on paper the things that I want to say, because sometimes the things you want to say are not acceptable. But I'm mad and I'm pissed off and I want to say some fucking shit about someone. So if I tap, say it out loud, get it out of my head, get the rage and the anger and the emotions out of my body, it fizzles away, it gets released, and then I can just go about my day like a regular human being, and put kindness and niceness and calmness into the world instead of adding to the rage and the resentment and whatever else negative is going on. We definitely don't need that. So if you've got any questions, come find me on my social media, send me an email. If you've got any questions about EFT or anything else, trauma, anything, come find me and let's connect. And I wish you a really beautiful day. I hope you managed to release all your rageful, resentful feelings.